Hey everyone, today we are revisiting the Corepunk. I actually played this game back when it was first launched. I leveled my character all the way to the maximum level and I genuinely enjoyed the journey. But once I got there, there wasn't that much left to do. You could keep grinding for better gear, but the endgame was still very limited. So after a while I simply stopped playing. Fast forward to today and the game has changed quite a bit. Developers have released indeed a lot of updates, they reworked many systems and even wiped all the characters and the economy. That means everyone is starting from scratch again, including me. Now I don't know when the wipe happened, maybe it was last month, maybe not, I don't really know. But I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to come back and answer one simple question. Is Corepunk actually good now? Since my old character is gone, I decided to start fresh as a Berserker. Previously I played Infiltrator and spent most of my time throwing bombs around, but this time I wanted something completely different. So far I'm really enjoying the character. The class has a great AoE damage, War Cry that boosts your damage, and eventually you unlock a leap ability that lets you jump into the enemies. As you are fighting you build your special meter, and when it's full you activate the spin. Yeah, spin to win. It is simple but honestly it feels very satisfying. I can already see myself experimenting with different builds later on, maybe stacking attack speed, focusing on keeping that spinning ability active as much as possible. There seem to be quite a few options. By the way, if after watching this video you decide you would like to try Corepunk for yourself, I do have an affiliate link in the description below. It doesn't cost you anything extra or anything less, but it helps support the channel a little bit, so thanks to anyone who decide to use it when buying the game or buying something in the game. I really appreciate it. One thing I almost forgot was just how beautiful this game actually is. The art style is still one of my favorite things about the Corepunk. It doesn't really look like any other MMORPG out there. The environments are full of details, the lighting looks great, and even simple things like hearing birds, insects, or walking through forests make the world feel alive. You can actually hide behind the trees and objects, which become important both in PvP and PvE. Little details like that make the combat feel more tactical. Speaking of combat, I still enjoy it. You're not just standing still, pressing random abilities. You're constantly thinking about the positioning, avoiding projectiles, deciding when to use cooldowns, and how to approach different enemies. It really feels slower, more strategic than many modern MMOs, and I like that. Now the biggest difference compared to when I originally played isn't actually the combat, it is all the quality of life improvements. Back then I remember opening the talents and honestly having no idea what I was looking at. The journal wasn't very clear, the map wasn't helping much, sometimes I spent more time figuring out where to go than actually playing. Now it feels completely different, and the quest of objectives are much easier to understand. The map is cleaner, you can see the objectives, you see where you are supposed to go. It makes leveling a lot more enjoyable. That is one of the first things I noticed after coming back. Another nice change is passive health regeneration. Back when I originally played, you lost the health, you basically had to rely on campfires only. Now, once you are out of the combat, there is a slow health and mana regeneration. It's a small change, but it keeps the gameplay flowing instead of constantly interrupting your adventure. I also noticed several systems that simply didn't exist when I played before. For example, there is a marketplace, so players can trade with each other. There is a party finder, so you can group up. Overall interface feels much cleaner. And there are leaderboards for PvP. You can create the guilds, any other systems, weapon masteries, character masteries, professions, there is simply a lot more to work towards now than there was when I originally reached max level. I haven't explored every single system yet, but compared to launch, the game definitely feels much more complete. Okay, another thing I really like is the progression. So the more you use a certain weapons, the stronger you become with them. The professions also require actual choices. For example, you can't just max every profession immediately to decide what you want your character to specialize in. Personally, I always enjoy systems that make your character feel unique instead of make everyone exactly the same. One question people always ask is the game pay to win? And from what I've seen so far, I honestly don't think so. Most of your power still comes from actually playing the game. Not most, maybe all your power. Then they have cosmetics. And there is a battle pass. It just should be pure cosmetic. But your character progression still seems to be based mainly on your gear, your build, and actual time you invest in the game. Of course, I haven't reached the end game yet, so if my option changes out later, I'll definitely let you know. Something else worth mentioning is the community. Because Corepunk still isn't on Steam, it's difficult to know exactly how many people are playing. But when I checked the official Discord, there were around 40,000 members and roughly 10,000 people online. That's obviously not the actual player count, but it's still a good sign that people are interested in the game. So, it is Corepunk good now? Personally, I think it's in a much better place when I left. The quality of life improvements are really noticeable. The UI is much better, questing feels smoother, and there are more systems to explore. The game feels much more complete overall. Now, I still haven't reached the end game again, so I'm not really to give a final verdict yet, but my first impressions after coming back are honestly very positive. I'm actually looking forward to continuing the journey this time. If you want me to keep playing Corepunk, cover the dungeons, maybe endgame PvP builds, or anything else, let me know in the comments. It will help me to know what I should focus on playing and creating videos. If enough of us end up playing, maybe we could even create a guild together. But I will not be guild master, I just don't. I will be playing under your wings, creating videos. I have one request on the end. If you enjoyed my videos, this one or any other ones, please consider becoming member of the channel. It will genuinely help me a lot in my life, so... But if not, it's all good as well. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.